Okay, so I went ahead and cleaned up my mess here, and I just happened to stick this in the jar that I have, and I noticed this sticks out really, really far, too far. And on the one that I'd done from Walgreens previously, this one had a nice blend where it hit it. So on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get some paint and paint the outside of the jar here, probably right around this range, and just do a strip around there, and hopefully that'll hide hide that right there. So I'm going to go ahead and try that, and so I haven't tried this yet, so I'm going to see what it looks like. If it looks too bad, I'll have to figure out something else, but hopefully it won't look that bad. So okay, let me go ahead and get the spray paint and give it a shot. Okay, so I went ahead and used my painter's tape, wrapped it around, and put the paper on the bottom so none of that gets painted by accident. And I've never had to do this before, so I'm not sure if it's going to look good, if it's going to look really bad. But if it does look good, you could use the painter's tape and do different designs. It might look cool. We'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and spray paint this, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, well, I figured since I was doing the side, I might as well just do the top. So let's remove the tape and paper here and see how it turned out. Not too bad. Good enough anyway. So, okay. What I'm going to do next is I'll be talking about the rocks I'm going to put in here, and then we'll talk about the stand that I'm going to build for the solar panel. So what I did, I just went to the dollar store and bought a variety of these accent rocks, and also accent gems. I bought pretty much a bag of everything they had, and naturally it was $1. And you don't actually have to show you this one. I just threw some. This is the first one I made actually. Just some smaller stones in there, and you got this one with the green ones in there. But you don't actually have to use rocks. You could use sand or whatever you want to come up with for your imagination. So let's talk about the stand now. Like I said, this is the first one that I built, and I got real lucky. I just had this laying around from a car heater 12-volt plug-in that I bought last year that I never used the stand, so I went ahead and used that. And I put these extenders on here, which is left over from an old desk we had, because it sat so low that the windowsill and the bottom of the window, it just wasn't hitting the panel, so I put the little booster on there. But most people aren't going to have that laying around, so you have a few choices. What I did, just took a plain old piece of wood here and took a dowel rod and just used Elmer's glue, just glued it to the base. And this is what I'll be showing in the video. And if you don't have any wood, or don't want to kill any more trees than it's already done, you could also use some rocks. I just used some rocks, glued them together with a tile and tub silicone. It's the only, just happened to have it laying around, and it was already open. So clear. It did take a couple days to dry, but it's a good alternative. Most people have rocks laying around. So what I'm going to do is, let's get that out of the way. So this is what you have left over from the light, and you have this little piece here, and it's just barely connected in there. So most of the time you can just pop it right out or somehow. So I'm going to use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pair of scissors and cut this little section out here. Wow, okay, that was rougher than I thought. So anyway, I went ahead and cut that off, and that leaves me with the one that the bolt went through. So I have that's where the nut is, and that's where the bolt goes in. So I'm going to take a drill hole there, and I'm just going to pretty much shoot for the center here. And if you don't drill a pilot hole, two things might happen. One, it might be very hard to get the screw down in there, and two, you might actually split the dowel rod. I'll go ahead and get the hole in there. Just go ahead and see if I can line that up. Oh, not too bad. Let's go ahead and screw that down on there. Have to use a screwdriver. Okay, that's actually there pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead now and put that on the side. Leave the nut down there. And make sure you're not hitting your wires. Okay, I know that might be slightly hard to see, but that's what you end up with. I just went ahead and reattached the original one that was in there. And now you got your stand. That one's a little lopsided, but I'll fix that later. So there's your stand, and you can adjust it to like a little better angle for the sun. And once again, here's the jar, and nice and painted there. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some rocks in here and just light up the other one so you can see kind of what it looks like. Okay, so here's a tiny one I made, and it's only going to last for about a second because the batteries are dead on that one. But here's the one we just made. Here's one, the first one I built actually. And this one, and I'll show you, this one was actually more like cheating. I had these solar Christmas lights that I think there's 50 lights on a string, something like that. So I actually just threw them in a jar. So let me go ahead and shut the lights and show you what that looks like. Okay, so that one did work very quick. This one with the very big LEDs is obviously the brightest. And this is the one from, well, this is one from Walmart, this is one from Walgreens. And these are just the Christmas ones. I actually call these the jar fireflies. The wife likes that one, they look kind of cool. So, okay, appreciate watching the video as always. Take care, and God bless.